He's doing so good with the dancers. Whoa! I cannot wait to talk about that. Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfeld and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're here taking a look at Ayumu Imazu and his track Bassline, the dance practice. I have already seen the music video and this song is well in my Spotify at this point. I really like it, and so I'm excited to actually see the dance in its practice form so we can appreciate it. I'm ready. I hope you are. Let's watch. Looks like he's got a shirt. Drop it.
When I hear that bassline, gotta stand up on my feet. No, I don't waste time. With a little waistline, 네 고도바 원하고 cause you're so damn fine, so damn fine. Give me that body talk. Tribute to 하나 사랑. Study taking on dialogue. Give me that third dimensional. One look at my syllables. Go and mom like a criminal. Drop it like a bassline.
So, I think I clocked that in the music video too, and I really like that. That's the tension and the feeling of our movement. This is so nice. This choreo is so fine. Thank you. Wow, the usage of directions and speed change. He's doing so good with the dancers. Whoa! I cannot wait to talk about that. They didn't use their arms as an anchor point for that. Oh, so fun. We're vibing in that back.
So let's get started. Like a bassline.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I love that we see that. I love when we get to see the aftermath of a dance practice. This is my favorite thing. Why? Because it's almost guaranteed, almost, that someone's going to the ground. Whether it's a group, the dancers, somewhat, right? I love that we have 3 of our dancers on the ground. Out of fatigue, maybe. Out of thank God we don't have to do this again. Because it's hard to get something like this done to where you have the choreography as your focal point, where everyone's going to look at the synchronicity of it. They're going to be looking at the clarity of it, what the techniques are, the vocab, the creativity, the composition, all that stuff. All that to say, this was so nice, and they should be so proud of themselves for what we saw. This is my first movement quality impression of this artist. I've seen in the music video, that's like the extent of it. I've now seen this. Really, really love the format of this dance so much. Okay, I see that Mr. Ayumu himself is the choreographer for it, which... be proud. This was so nice. I cannot wait to talk about whenever the dancers dropped and then they did a speed change on their knees. Oh God, That's so fun. That's so good. Man, Daichi Miura makes me feel this way sometimes on his music when he choreographs, because he knows exactly what he wants people to hear in the song. Does he want people to focus on what he's saying? Does he want people to focus on the wordplay, nuance, the tone, or the percussion, or the instrumentation? He gets to control all of that, and he's the one who vocalizes it too. So he has so much control over how we want this to come about, which can be, you know, if you don't have the skill set for choreography, that can really work against you. Finding a choreographer, sometimes it shows the importance of finding a choreographer. And the fact that he can do it himself, it's finding dancers that can square up with his intention. And that can be tricky sometimes, depending on logistics, XYZ. So I love this. So I love this, what is it? Gosh. It's just a reset that you're seeing where they go and then they reset it or rebound it back. And I really like that we have the heel involved on it. Everybody's keeping the extremities fixed in their position, which gives the illusion that you're seeing of it being a very rigid choice. It looks like he's controlling them. He breaks from it. Then they all break from it from their own doom, doom, doom. They break it up. Then we set it off. Snap is what initiates these rebounds that we're seeing. Love it. Such a good choice. We twinkle it in, reset it, we trace it across, and then we send it back, snap it, then we insert down, we ball change it. Then you have that give me that. So I like the tap right there, the ball of the foot with the give me that. Wordplay, so much wordplay. And could it be because I'm a little sensitive to the lack of wordplay that I've experienced recently? Possibly. But I really like that for whatever I'm hearing or whatever's in English, we're seeing it recognized in the actual gesture movement of it. It's just cool. It's like we actually thought about it, right? It's intentional. So all of this here, he went da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So he went in the land of the in-between, right? Where he's filling up in range with his dancers, all of this. And so it's letting him sing what he wants to sing, but he's operating that entire part polyrhythmically within himself. He has to sing it, but also dance on a completely different pattern, which is really tricky to do. Even if you create the dance itself, it may take a second to calibrate it. That's life, right? So I like that he has it with the shampoo through. You have a little da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da where you have it over the head, and then you send it nice and low. And then we use it to spread back out. We look, and I like the different directions. Notice that we mirrored it. So we took it and not expanded it, but took it from the outside, sent it to the inside, but it was a speed change. Once again, extremities being, having that rigid look about them where they're fixed in a position. So they did a subtle way of keeping your feature featured by the dynamic of moving it in focal point. So all that was a phrase bleed wherever we move through. And instead of just finishing on like an 8, 8 and 1. So we hit it through, and then we're using a move on the 8 to initiate a move for the and 1. That's super nice. Instead of just going and bleeding through to finish on 8, and then we start a new phrase on 1, we continue the phrase, which is why I call it a phrase bleed. And those are, those have more complexity to them because it requires you to know what's going on in your music, which once again, I love the musicality and I respect the mess out of this because you can see the effort in an intention behind why we chose what we chose. It's really nice. And we end up doing a trace. And then we have it, we trace it, we rotate it around, you have the drop it like a basic. I mess with focal point stuff like that so much. With the knees to help with it too. Then we knock it back, nice speed change, and you have the bass super, super low. I was curious how we were going to really nail that. And I love that we have it nice and fist, so it has this nice masculine speed change quality about it. Which a lot of times you do associate lower registers with men because when you think about vocal tones, on average, ladies have a higher kind of register, and then men have a lower. But, it's not everybody, but I'm just saying. Point being, I really like that it had, using a fist was really nice instead of a different stylized hand because it helped tie into the low register of that. So we end up flicking it, we send it up, I like the fold down, and then we end up tracing. It's probably, the multiplanar movement of this, meaning like you have a whole rotation going on in the upper body that's moving in a different plane than the lower body. It's, man, goodness, I love that. And then you have that drop it like a bass line. It's super subtle, that drop it. There's a lot of like, what is it, tension. There's a lot of, I don't know. It's just, there's like a seductive quality to it, I would say, because of the tension on it. It's like gentlemanly, teasy. I don't know. They cross it, send it out. It also has a crispness that I've seen from like Henny and Calvin from the Korea side, but also it has some sequences that you could see Keone pop off on, Keone Madrid. So I'm wondering what his inspirations are. So I like these pulls. Oh, is that a cannon? Push and pull in my emotion. So it was actually da 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 pull 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 in the back. That's a freaking ripple. Da da. They started a completely different phrase. So no, it's a canon. So they go, and then he's matching the middle group. Yeah, that was a 3-part sequence in the back. That was really, really tricky to catch, but oh, we appreciate it. Wow, they send it down, they rotate it, set it up, good tension on that. We pull it, and I like the camera panning back whenever they were moving back too. I like the opposition there. That was cool. And then we have it where there's like, you know, there's like teasy tension that can exist within relationships. I wonder if that is a component as to why we have so many speed changes that cause our body and our torso to want to respond to it, or our extremity to want to respond to it. Because relationships work like that, and when you think about what he's talking about, it's like, oh, she's so fine. Like, there's this tease and tension of like, I want to be with her, right? And then I wonder if ladies are like, well, we want to be with you. And then we go into a little stanky leg. That's so fun. And then we end up involving both of our legs on that. And then we accent it out. And then you have give me that, give me that. I think this one doesn't have as much subtlety in it. And I think part of it it comes from the instrumentation that we are involving into it. There's more going into it. Give me that. So it's not just on what's going on in the backbeat. We're hitting all of his words, right? And then we send it out. I love the kick on that. There's your dialogue. That was cool, where you hear the da-da-da, the break. It's recognized in the separation of the hand. And it low, all of that, that's registered da-da-da-da-da-da into what we have seen earlier from that section. Then you have the kick. Then you have that dimensional, so they hit it out and then down. I like the look up on the hand. Flick, flick, and then goes syllables. So it's the same thing, but notice it's a different not choreography. The choreography is the same. The formation is different, so it feels like a repackage and a reinstate. We're reinstating information, but it's done in a way that we're able to see it from a different vantage point with different quantities in our like focal point compared to peripherals. It's really nice. So we trace. And here we go. Now this part. Okay, this. I love the mess out of this. So inspiring. Normally when you see people do this situation, that gets a freaking clap. Because most of the time, when you see a speed change on the floor like that, you use an arm as an anchor point. They didn't do that. And they all matched range. What is range? The A to B of a move, right? That's your timing. How you get there, the timing in which you get from those punctuated moments in a said move, that's range. I love the mess out of this so much, and I hope we see this, we see so much more of this. Oh my God. Do you have that bass line? They hit it out, and then the speed changes. So how did they do it? Most likely you're placing your weight near the back where your feet are, right? And then you're using your weight when you send it and rotate it around like a hinge. That's what helps with creating this glide-like motion. And for him, he's hovering this leg in order to get the illusion to work, but he's standing. Oh, I love this so much, right? Like you can see them hover a little bit here. So part of me believes it's going to be a combination of the hinge with the weight, most likely on the feet or the balls of the feet. Because notice they're all propped, like most of them are propped up. That would be my educated guess here. And then they end up sending it low. Nice, and they pull it and then they hook it to rotate it the other direction. That's so cool. This is such a cool section. They bridge recover. Then they reset it nice and crisp to the side. They accent, fold it down. Then you have that bass line, but they hit it on a bass there instead of just bass line. What they normally do, they wait until the. So it's just a different sound that we're being forced to hear. Wow. Drop it, and they're ending up dropping the arms. Get it? And then they great tension on the shoulders, and then they flick it from side to side. I like the look. I really like the fact that we're actually looking at what we're doing. It shows that we have physical investment in what we're doing, which I like. I like that we get the eye contact. But man, if they're in center and we know that they're our feature, being able to see what they're seeing, it forces us to see that too, right? That's power of psychology. If I'm looking at this thing over here, you're going to want to look at what I'm looking at too. Like that's where the power of focus really can help in choreography. You have that, send it to the back, they wave it up. Same choreo as what we've seen. That's your like fingerprint, da 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 da, da 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 da, or with a crossover, and then da 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 da. This time they use it as a transition. They've kind of always used it as a transition, but this one was a crossover, a mirrored one. It's so fun. I like with the shoulder on that. That looks great. You have that. I heard that loud and clear. They melt it down. Same as before, but now we get that turned into a V. So we step forward with a little rooftop in the lower body, and then in the upper body, it goes up to the back of the head, turning into an add-on. So they pull it, hit it down with a ball change. The points are nice with the drag of the foot. They reset it, and then they end up putting one in the back of the leg, and then they go heel toe to bring it forward. I like the look, but the pull is nice. And then I like that you had the two snaps, and then he went first, and everybody else rescinded it, and they condensed the formation. So now they're taking it, sending it around, which we've seen this rotation before a couple of times, actually. And I love that it feels different in how it's introduced because the dynamic that they're doing with that rotation speed change is different. Because you can come across redundant or potentially recycling whenever you are entertaining a dynamic too much. I think this, in the case of a speed change, he meshed it so well to where you're not having to do it so much. And it's done the exact same way, so now it becomes redundant. I'm seeing this hinge around. It's a fingerprint of his work or how he hears the music, so it allows me to see it the way that he intends because of how he packages it, because the tone adjusts throughout the track. It's not the same every time, right? Like his tone, how he says things, what instruments are in play at what time, what timbres exist where. So the choreography 1000% reflects that. Yeah, they bring it in. I like the bass on that. He uppercuts it, and then I like the level drop there. That was cool. We've all changed it. And also, can I just say, I am a huge fan of a full ball cap gang. Like, everybody wearing a head cap, like a beanie, baseball cap. Because if I ever covered this, the world is my oyster on who I could reference for my fit. I love me a good baseball cap. And I also love me a good quadruple little popping bass there. It looks like, I'm trying to think. You could do the diaphragm and flex it, doom, 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 to get that refined look. They could be that, I don't know if it's shoulders. Let's see. But I really like the drop level there. They ball change it with the elbows. I'm going to say it's a mixed bag where they're extending the sternum, chest up, and then they clock it back. And then I like the control that he did. There's that, give me that. Notice his torso is involved in that one look, all my syllables, and that looks like I'm whispering. Yeah, that talking, physical, and it's subtle. Drop it, where he drops the arm, where the hand looks like he dropped something. He looks at the thing he dropped. So it's pantomimed, which is what, with mimes, pantomiming, that helps with where they're focusing. So it helps us focus on it, right? There's your bass line. Love it. Yeah, so now we have an inverted V, dance break. We hit it low, high, like the snap of the head, punching it forward, nice shoulders. They toss it, and then they end up crossing, uncross, and then they end up knocking. I love the crispiness of the head. My guy right here is living his best life. I love it. The investment, The lean and the lean is nice. I like the claps. The ball change is great. Good levels on our dancers here. They are absolutely doing that to help create depth, but also it helps us keep our feature pretty easy to catch in feature because he is in center, but also there's levels that complement where he is. So they knock with the chest. That's nice. We've seen that in the Afro space with this isolation, but would you normally see fingers with it? I think it's like a tabetza, but it could be wrong. I don't think that's what they were doing, but that's a dynamic that I've seen exist in other fundamental street styles or tradition dances. There's your give me that body talk, and then we end up sending it out. They cross it. All of this, it's so, you know how Fosse makes you feel sometimes? It's giving that, but more in the social scene. Like, I don't know, it's, because it's not like Michael at all. It's because Michael had more like a soulful pocket and more of a funk pocket because of who he danced with. In the case here, there's more of like a crispness of the tension and what is it? The engagement of the core, right? Like how the groove is integrated is different. It's subtle in comparison to it being like this prioritized main focal point. It's how we're getting in and out dynamically is more the focal point here that I'm noticing. It's really cool, right? Yeah, that part, that little da-da, Yeah, they send it out. The dialogue of that cross and cross. Give me that with the look. Everyone's doing kind of their own thing. And you hear that fullness there. And then I like the drop on that. There's your syllables with a trace. And then they flick it up. And then there's your tension. They rotate. Yeah, they're here. Drop it. Like a bass line. And then they finish nice and low. Goodness, Ayumu, this is probably one of the best first impressions I could get from an artist. This was fantastic. This makes me want to look at his work so much more. Yeah, thank you for posting this, and thank you guys for watching. If there's other tracks that you're like, Jess, he choreographed this over here, or he worked with this group of dancers here, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Just let me know. And over time, I'm able to kind of hear the people and take a look at some older works, and this was so nice. It definitely, it didn't feel the exact same as how Daichi Miura makes me feel with his music, but also this is my very first track watching of his, so I don't know if this is like what he's known for, if this is something new for him, or if this is something, a directional challenge, or doing something that this is what the people wanted. I don't know, which makes it really exciting to hear from you. You guys know me, I know you, I'm Jess. If you want to see the music video, it is on Patreon, where you can go and enjoy, and anything that gets released always goes on Patreon first and follows the schedule on YouTube. I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.